We are live. Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Connie C. Walcott, and I'm currently living and teaching in the Middle East, Kuwait to be exact. I've said that so many times, so many times. But just in case you are new to my YouTube channel and you might not know this, I want to introduce myself to you. So I started this channel to share my journey living and teaching abroad, but upon sharing that journey, I realized that so many teachers across the world are not aware of the different opportunities that exist internationally for us, right? And I also want to inform you, keep you informed, because it's good to be in the know. And I also wanted you to know that not only in the Middle East, but there are different parts of the world where we as teachers can get jobs, right? And so I have had a live stream with a young lady who is currently living and teaching in China. She's Jamaican, right? So you can go back and you can watch that live. It is very detailed and gives you a lot of information. Last week, I had a live session with Kedisha. She's currently living and teaching in the UK, and she shared with us as well, right? And today I will be speaking with Jamie Hamilton. She's currently living and teaching in the US, right? And I'm excited because she will be sharing with us today as well. So, in the meantime, I'm going to bring her on in a few minutes because I'm a little bit early. I said I would start at 12, but it is now 11:57 a.m. and 7:57 p.m. in Kuwait. All right. So, go ahead, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Share this live with your friends so that they can come and join and be a part of this conversation. All right, so I'm gonna bring her on in the meantime while others are joining the live. All right, add to stream. All right, hi Jamie.
Hi, how are you?
I am great. How are you doing? I'm hearing you now.
I'm good. I'm good. Yes, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me. This is a
See
great
you.
opportunity. Good to see you
Awesome.
too.
All right, so I'm going to start with your introduction. So while others are coming in, I'm going to introduce the lovely Jamie Hamilton so that you can learn a little bit more about her before we get into the meat of the matter. All right. Jamie Hamilton is a cultural exchange elementary educator in North Carolina, USA. She is a proud graduate of the Michael University College, Kingston, Jamaica, where she served many roles such as Madam Senior Lady, my Madam Senior Lady, or first vice president in the Guild of Students. She currently teaches grade 3 in Rowan Salisbury School District. I hope I'm pronouncing the name
You're
correctly.
doing okay.
In her educational career, she has achieved several accolades, such as Teacher of the Year 2020 and Master Teacher, just to name a few. She also prides herself on being result driven and aims to always educate the whole child. Currently, she is pursuing a master's degree in advanced education at the University of the People with a focus on elementary, middle, and secondary education. Her excellent track record as an effective educator has led her to being a dual grade teacher, sorry, at the start of 2020-2021, teaching both grades 3 and 4, while serving as a mentor to beginning teachers and colleagues alike. Her greatest passion is her family and her faith journey. She is married to a wonderful husband, Jermaine, and mother to a beautiful daughter, Jasmine. In her spare time, she completes professional development and teacher mentorship with aims of continuing her educational consultant services through her organization, Zip Code Education. She periodically manages her YouTube channel and is currently rebranding her business. Her professional motto is education is the passport of the future. For tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today.
Today.
Malcolm X. Welcome, 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 Jamie. It is
Thank
so
you.
good to have you. And before I even get into that, I must say that Jamie is someone who has inspired me tremendously from the first day I stepped on Aramilla Hall. Trust me, I don't know. I don't think I've ever expressed it to you before, but trust me, you have been a great inspiration to me. While I was at the mic and even now, I don't know if you noticed that. Like I'm following in your steps. Jamie was block leader. I became block leader. She was Madam Senior Lady. I became Madam Senior Lady. She left to teach abroad. I did the same thing. I'm just waiting now to get married and have a beautiful daughter, just like Jasmine.
And I know, and congratulations on you're halfway there, halfway there. Congratulations on the bling, the engagement.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
thank you,
So
thank
you're
you.
halfway there. You're halfway there.
I'm getting there, but trust me, you have been a great inspiration, and you don't know. It's just a pleasure to have you here
Thank
today. Welcome.
you. Thank
Welcome.
you. I can remember when you came on Hall, this tall, outspoken young lady, and I looked at her and I said, yes, she's going to be our first year representative. Yes. We could
Yes.
see it, we could see it from the day that we met.
Trust me, and Jamie was very confident in me from the beginning, and that definitely helped me to pursue some of the things that I did. Trust me, trust me.
I'm
Watching
happy.
you, watching you, I'm like, from the first time I saw you on Aramilla Hall, I said, that young lady, like, I want to be like her.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank
I'm glad
you.
you're here with us today. So, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank
I
you for
have a
having
few
me.
persons in the chat. They're saying hello. Hi, Roseanne. There's also Carrie. Hey, Connie. She's Americanian as well. And Kadisha is here as well, saying hello.
Hi, Kadisha. How are you?
Welcome, welcome. All right, so we're gonna get straight into it because my weekend is ending, but I know your weekend is just beginning, so I want to get into it. All right, so as you know, I've been trying to give persons as much information as possible
Mhm.
about teaching abroad. All right, so I want to start by asking you what made you decide to teach abroad and why did you choose US as the country to teach?
My initial, let me be very honest with you. Teaching abroad was never something that I was thinking of, but I found myself almost becoming stagnant after just 2 years of teaching. I know, but I found myself becoming stagnant in the system back home. And my fiance at the time, Jermaine, my husband, no, he was a strong motivator for me. And my sister presented me with the opportunity. And after doing some investigation, I said, you know what, this sounds like something that I could actually branch off into and to see how much I could grow. And so after reviewing the program, and I decided to wear my alumni shirt for you guys today from
Nice.
my program to share with you guys. I realized that this would be a great opportunity, especially for a young teacher. I consider myself a 21st century teacher. And I figured growing myself, not only in my career and professionally, but as a whole person and being diverse in my approach and my thinking to education would happen if I had taken on this opportunity. And so I did. It was just a professional growth for me just to be better at what I am and what I do, because I say that I am teaching. It's not just a profession. I am teaching. It's my life. And so that's what took me down that path. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Was there any specific reason why you chose the US or because it came up?
After shopping around, I have a lot of family here in the United States, so there was that sense of mental security. While coming here in the United States, I will say I'm not as much of a daredevil as you to go all the way into the Middle East. But after having the experience, it's something I would consider. But I appreciated the security of knowing that I'm not too far from home, and that our there wasn't going to be a language barrier. You know, all those different little securities when you consider moving abroad, because it's not just working here, you're living here and functioning here, and so all those things to consider. So my initial thoughts were this would be the ideal place, easier transition at that time.
Awesome, awesome.
Mhm.
All right, so what company or program did you use to sign up for jobs in the US?
Well,
In
when I
this,
signed up initially, the program was called VIF, International Education, but we have now been rebranded as Participate Learning or participate.com. And I'll just give you guys a preview of my alumni shirts. You know, it's so
nice,
cute.
nice.
And so if you guys check out participatelearning.com or participate.com, I think that they're one of the best programs out there. They're one of the oldest teacher exchange programs actually in the world. And so they have a wonderful track record. So if you guys are interested in traveling and working in the United States, in the southern United States of Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina, you guys should definitely check out participatelearning.com.
Participate learning, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what were the major requirements for signing up with Participate?
So, Participate requires you to have a minimum of 2 years teaching experience. They ask that you also submit your transcripts. You know, you do the regular things like most people do a police record. You go through the initial interview process where you do a Zoom or Skype interview. Well, no, it's Zoom. Back then it was Skype. You
Right.
do an interview. They get to know you a little bit, and then you go through the process of doing a in-person lesson where they actually come to Jamaica. They recruit in Montego Bay, Ocho Rios, and Kingston. They come to Jamaica and you do an in-person lesson, and then from then you are selected for actual interviews with school districts and different school administrators. And then once you have gone through that process, sometimes you get a job right on the spot from doing the interviews, or you are placed into a position that is available. And then you go through the process of getting your information that they send to you, your DS-19 form, 2019 form, which is basically your ticket to say yes, you can go to the embassy and get a visa to come on up. You go to the embassy, you get your visa, and then they book your ticket for you, and you come up. You go through a week's long orientation, which is awesome, and then they transport you to your location. And one of the things I like about Participate that many programs don't have is that you get someone called a local advisor that assists you in that transitioning process. They help you to get like your pertinent documents, social security, transportation, your housing, and stuff like that. They also require that you guys have a driver's license from Jamaica because where we are, there's not a lot of public transportation, and so most people own a car and you have to drive around. So, yeah.
Awesome, awesome. All right. Welcome, Prime Math and MZ says Participate rocks. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess that person is definitely familiar with Participate. Or do you know of any other companies other than Participate that persons could try out for just in
And
case?
I know that we have EPI, which is
Mm-hmm.
also another United States based program. We have Global Teachers, which goes to the United States and the UK. I know of yours. Where you? I'm not quite sure of the name. I can't remember the name because I did check it out at one point in
Hey,
time.
yeah.
Right. So I know of Global and EPI, and there is another one on the scene. Can't quite remember the name, but I also know that Savannah, Georgia, is also now offering
Oh,
exchange programs for teachers with a focus on Jamaica. So.
awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome. I need to get that list to share with everyone.
Okay.
All right. MZ says
Jamie
Jamie
is.
the best local advisor anyone could have. Speaking from experience.
Ah, thank
Awesome.
you. I think that's Vanessa. Thank you, Vanessa.
Yes, yes, yes. So if you ever think of using Participate, you might meet Jamie, and I'm sure she will do her very best to help you along the way. All right. What are the benefits of teaching abroad? And when I say benefits, not just money, but overall benefits of
What money,
teaching.
miss? I tell people that if you intend on coming to live and work abroad, that is exactly what you're going to do. You are living here, and as such, you're going to have expenses that you will need to cover, just like every other person. You just have to be strategic and intentional in what you want to do with that money and how you want to steward that money, so that you can actually have something at the end of your tenure, right?
Yeah.
Apart from the money, the
Yeah.
benefits really are the purview on cultural diversity that you see. I teach kids from Egypt, Africa, Honduras, Chile, Ecuador, Mexico, Brazil. And these are all kids that are coming in with different language barriers. I've kind of, fine tuned my Spanish a little bit to meet them where they are. Um, you're also given a lot of professional development opportunities if you choose so. And that's one of the things that I think is really lacking in Jamaica is
Yes.
the excitement for professional development, the excitement to grow, not because you're required to do it by the ministry or by your district, but to grow as a person in your profession and your career. That's a passion of mine, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it at the end. Um, Other benefits are that you get to live and travel and work abroad. This is my second stint living overseas. I lived in the Bahamas for a period of time, and it's just awesome to see different cultures, different way of life, to have an appreciation for their way of life. Because if we're being honest, Jamaica's way of life is what it is. We've
Yes.
all, even whether Jamaica has classism, here you have different stereotypical situations, but
Yes.
whatever it is in Jamaica, it is. We've all experienced it, but here there's so many different experiences that you can have, and so many different views on life that you can see while you're here. So for me, that's one of the biggest things for me, just living and working globally, and just being able to be in a different place, actually experience the seasons of the world.
Yes.
um and just to be somewhere different. It's okay to be different. Home is where the heart is, and JA is always home. But it's nice to have that experience and to travel and to grow. And I would encourage anybody to do it. It could be just for a year. I'm in my fifth year, going on to my sixth year,
Wow.
hopefully. So it's just a great experience. You grow yourself as a person, just your respect grows, your idea of being a global citizen grows. It's just a wonderful experience.
Awesome. And I totally agree with you. I believe that the cultural experience is one of the best parts.
Hmm.
Just like you, I have taught students from all over the world. I've worked with people from all over the world, and it's just so beautiful getting to experience, getting a taste of different countries without having to go there. The
Yeah.
different languages, the food, it's just so beautiful. All right, so I
Now, mind
totally,
you, I miss my food back home. I really do. I've been
yes,
craving some ackee and sawfish and dumpling and stuff. But it's nice to have. It's nice to expand your palate, you know,
that's
and to grow. Yeah.
that's definitely. As you say, home is always home, but
Hmm.
it's very good to experience different cultures. I know some persons here, hi Francine, welcome, wants to know about some of the physical benefits in terms of housing, if there is any salary range, what is healthcare like, any of that stuff. You don't have to tell us anything exact, but just, a little
I have
idea.
no problem sharing. I'm an open book, as you know. Transparency leads to success. And as educators, we try to make sure that we're sharing accurate information with everybody. So I have no problem sharing. One
Yeah.
thing, participate. If you're watching this, and I will be sharing this with them so that you can see it.
Yes.
One thing I love about participate is that they position you for success.
Mm-hmm.
As a cultural exchange teacher here on their platform, your health insurance, while you're paying for it, is subsidized by them. And so you have a wonderful health insurance, and you have your in network and out of network doctors that you can see with your health insurance. It's beautiful. They offer both medical health and dental health, which is awesome. Depend if you have a partner, because my husband is here, he works for the county, he has insurance through the county as well, but we primarily use participate. I'm sorry, you guys, there's a plane going by and people are bungee jumping because I'm outside on my balcony. It's a beautiful day, so forgive me for the noise in the back.
That's
um
a
I know, right? They do it. We have an airport close by and they do it there, and you see them,
nice.
jumping onto the plane and stuff. Will I do it one day? I don't know. Anyways, getting
You
back on
should.
track. I don't think I'm that much of a daredevil yet. Um, as it relates to housing is very economical here, depending on what you want. I tell people, listen, This is not Jamaica where you have your nice concrete house and you go, it's no. You have to be open minded. You have to consider getting an apartment, which is much easier than actually getting a house. Now, if it's a group of you that you know are coming to one location and you know each other well enough, or you want to chance it and you guys want to get a house together, that's fine. But a house requires upkeep. Okay.
True.
So all of those upkeeps you're going to have to do on your own, while at an apartment complex, upkeep is done by the management. And so if you have any issues, you just pass it on to the management. And it makes it easier for you because then you're not stressed financially to be meeting these requirements and doing all of these changes and upgrades. So I would say that, that's one way. Another thing that I love about Participate is that some programs, it's really hard for you to get transportation, to buy cars and stuff like that. Participate, again, positions you for success. They allow you through the state credit union to get a loan even without having a social security number.
Wow.
And you are able to actually purchase a car and pay for it through salary deduction through the state employees credit union. And after your first 3-year stints, by the end of that third year, you have completely paid for your car.
Wow.
And so you are definitely positioned for success. Now, the good thing about that is that your local advisors, we know that the trade secrets. And so we know where to take you to get, really good price cars. But then they do have their franchisee that they use in your presentations. You're also given a phone. You're given a number.
Oh, yeah.
Your bank account is already open by the time you get here. Once you've accepted your job and you're here, you get all this information at your orientation. And so you're positioned for success would Participate. And that's why I love them.
Nice. That
Mm-hmm.
sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
I like the sound of that. I might think about coming to the US soon.
We could always trade places, Maybe I'll think about switching places. We'll see.
Yes. All right. Talking about all of that, my next question would be about cost of living overall. So, food and all of that. What is it like in the US for you?
Okay. Again, and Vanessa, Mariposa, if you guys see her handle, she can attest to this. The first thing I
Yeah.
say to you, a dollar is a dollar here in the United States. We tend to come with a Jamaican mentality of conversion between the dollars. Don't do it. Wherever you're going, don't do it. Wherever you are, a dollar is a dollar in that currency. And so you have to bear that in mind. But I believe cost of living here in the southern states is not as expensive as other areas. But then you do have developed areas where some teachers are located, especially here in North Carolina, where cost of living may be a little bit higher, but then also your salary is higher to meet that cost of living. And so it all depends on where you are, but a dollar is a dollar. I've seen instances where if I compare something to Jamaica, like for instance, to my surprise, and correct me if I'm wrong, a loaf of bread in Jamaica is $300.
Something like that. Something it's
And I'm
about that
like,
that price.
but then I went to the supermarket because we don't eat bread that much anymore. But I went to the supermarket and I looked at it and I realized that a loaf of bread, I never considered it before because it was just here, was maybe $2.50,
Wow.
depending on what you want. So the conversion, it's somewhat similar, but a dollar is a dollar. Wherever you go, please bring that mentality with you. A dollar there is a dollar. What is the currency there in Kuwait?
Kuwaiti dinars.
Okay,
KD.
so Kuwaiti dinars is their dollar is a dollar. You cannot
Yes.
compare it, especially like for instance here when I come to the US, I cannot compare it. And if you come with that mentality, you're gonna find yourself either going beyond your means or you're gonna find yourself always stressing about it because you're living and working here. The money's going to be spent and a dollar is a dollar. So that's my take on that. It's
I
effective, but a dollar is a dollar.
I totally agree because if you
Mhm.
ever go around converting everything you do and everything you buy, you probably won't buy anything. So I totally
Exactly.
agree with that. That's important. All right. So, what do you do for fun while living in the US? I know budget jumping is not in it right now.
Um,
Do
one
you
thing
know?
my one thing my husband and I like doing is that we like just to go to the parks. We now have a toddler, and so we like to take her out. We have gone. We like the scenic views, so we drive up to the mountain and go through all of those foliage. We go to like the waterfalls. We have been to the beach, which is no comparison to my beautiful Jamaican waters. We have also driven across the country.
Nice.
We've driven for 14 hours, 12 hours, just going and just looking at places. A lot of people like to fly to go to different places, but we like to drive. We like going through the
Yeah.
states. One thing we did in Jamaica was that we stopped at every one of the welcome signs to the parishes and we would take a picture. So we've always been doing this driving thing and going through, but now we just drive through the states. Like recently, all the way. We drove all the way up to what's that place called? We went snowboarding, and
Nice.
took Jasmine to really enjoy some snow because we didn't have any snow. So we went through all the way through New York, Massachusetts, Boston. We went all the way north, New Hampshire. We went to New Hampshire. We drove and then we drove back down. And for us, the joy is just driving and going through. We have this thing where we like to see license plates to see who's coming the farthest. So when we were driving, we saw people in New Hampshire from Texas. So we
Nice.
knew that they drove. So we're not the only ones who like that driving experience. But there's so many things to do once you're open to explore.
Yeah.
And for us, it's just driving and getting to know places and just pit stopping in places. And we have a daughter. She's a good road trip person, which is many persons can't say that their child is, but she's fine. And so we like to go for drives and just enjoy our community. Another thing that we like to do is we like to go to church.
That's
Yeah,
great. That's great.
yeah.
Definitely. And then you mentioned snowing and all that. How do you find, and you also mentioned the four seasons. How do you handle like the cold seasons?
Listen, no, a lot of Jamaicans going to burn me up for this now, but I love the winter seasons. I've never liked the heat. When I was in Jamaica, I had like two, three fans. When I was on hall, I had like two fans. I don't like the heat. I don't like the sweat. I'm outside in the sun only because it's pretty today and it's a nice lighting for to talk with you today. But I really enjoy the cold weathers. Physically it's not good for me, but I'm more comfy during the cold weathers. The seasons are awesome. Sadly, when it's spring, allergies are up there. Early or late fall, the allergies, which you're not used to having in Jamaica because Jamaica is just always green all year long. And so you're so used to having these pollens and everything. But here, I go outside, my car is yellow. I go outside, there's ice on my car. I have to sit down and warm my car for 10 minutes before I can go anywhere. But I don't mind. I really enjoy it. It's a good experience, especially when you see the leaves changing and it's
Yes.
really pretty. And as a
Oh,
country girl, I'm used to having that. I'm used to looking up on the hill and seeing the trees changing. And so I like that. I like
nice.
it here. I would say, just be prepared, have a few little warm pieces or, just be sure that when it changes because I always tell people heat here in North Carolina is not heat in Jamaica. Heat, when I came here my first year, I went to our conference and it felt like somebody had a branding iron at my face. I
Oh,
literally was
yeah,
getting heat stroke my first
I
time.
can attest to that.
And they had to cool me down, take me into an AC room and, give me water and everything because I was having a heat stroke and they're
Yeah.
like, but you're an island girl. I was like, yeah, but Jamaica has breeze. There's
Yeah.
no breeze here, you know? But just be open minded and just make sure you're smart about it. Don't go outside when it's cold and winter in like a spaghetti strap and shorts and stuff. That is just ridiculous. Just be smart and enjoy it. It's beautiful.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome. I don't really like, I was in the US one winter. And oh my God, I don't know how I survived those 2 weeks, but it was too cold, man. I vowed never to go back to America in another winter. But it's beautiful though, and I
Mhm.
enjoyed some part of it. But and I think part of it was that I wasn't really prepared for it either, especially in terms of clothing. So
Mhm.
maybe time, if I'm more prepared, I'll enjoy it more.
Yes, and also when you have a purpose, because America doesn't sleep and work continues. And let the rain fall in Jamaica, and oh no school, or but here you better go to work. And so because you have that purpose, you just have to brave it.
Yeah, and do what you
Mhm.
have to. That's true.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. So, what are the class sizes like? I know you teach elementary. Like, how many students would you normally have in a class?
Nothing in comparison to Jamaica. That I
Because,
can tell you.
yep.
So one thing you need to realize that you have to be flexible, especially for me. I've had class sizes of 21, 26. One year I had class sizes up to 36 kids.
Wow.
This year my class size was maxed out at 15 due to COVID. And the enrollment into actual in-person classes as opposed to online. But you just have to be flexible in your class size and just be open because one year you might have a class that maybe maxes out at about 25 because that's where they try to cut it off a little bit, especially
Yes.
for the upper grades. Lower grades, the class size tends to be a little bit smaller.
Mm-hmm.
But just be flexible because you don't know what circumstances might happen. Maybe a teacher has to leave in the middle of the year and
Yeah.
maybe there's not a sub available or the community sub isn't available and you have to just take on the extra load. So just be flexible and usually around 25.
Awesome, totally agree. What was the COVID experience like though, teaching online and maybe doing hybrid teaching, doing both face to face online? What was the experience like there?
Listen, when I tell you that I did professional developments for as a pastime activity, it's no joke. So when we went out in March of last year, our kids were well prepared. My school district is an Apple district, and so each student from third up actually and middle and high school takes home an Apple iPad or a MacBook Air.
Nice.
And so they were already versed on technology. The issue, however, was getting them to be more productive at home on that technology because you have such control in the classroom. When they're here, you can really navigate their learning.
Yes.
But that was my year that I had about 36 class, and out of my 36 students, and out of my 36 students, I had about um, 27 actively participating in live sessions, live classes, and everything. And that was really good.
Yeah.
Um,
Good.
it really, not everybody had a great experience. And I don't know, I'm a very blessed child. And so I had a beautiful experience with my kids. Was it taxing? Yes. Did it feel like you were doing 10 times the work? Yes. But then you look at it and you realize that you grew as a professional and as a person and as an
Yes.
educator. And that was the outlook I had. I had two responsibilities. I had to make sure that my students were still learning and growing during that experience. And I also had to make sure that I was learning and growing through that experience. And that
That's
being my drive, it really pushed me. I think because of how focused I was on that and how much I grew, that was the year I was awarded Teacher of the Year. And separate and apart from everything else that I do, I really, really made a great effort to do that. I also continued professional developments to focus on hybrid learning, which is what I implemented at the start of my school year when we came back, to really meet my students and to make sure that I'm continuing to grow and they're meeting their goals and continuing to grow as well. Again, it was a different experience for a lot of people. It was sad. It was a very sad time because we had lots of teachers who did not return to the profession because of just the insecurity of what the directionality of the profession was going to be. You know, you have some teachers who are just that's their format of educating, and they're not inclined to change. And so it was hard for a lot of people. We lost a lot of like TAs and stuff like that. um Bus drivers also, they were out of a job because kids weren't traveling, and it was a lot to process. But I think my school and my district, we braved it well. So much so that upon returning to school this academic year, they opened a fully virtual school. And
nice.
we actually have I know we have a participate teacher who is teaching there, and she's doing an awesome job. I think she should be watching now, Vanessa. She's still to be on. She's doing an awesome job. But I think everyone so far has really tried to adapt. That's the word I'm going to use. We've tried to adapt to the new normal and to really focus on learning and the shortcomings of learning, and just to refocus, you know, to
Yeah.
really see where we're going with education. What is the purpose of education? Because we are so used to having education within four walls, but education is not four walls. There's
True.
continued learning constantly. And so it was a learning experience for everybody, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I grew a lot.
Yeah.
So
That's true. Same for me. It wasn't all bad. At first, starting out, it was a little bit bumpy. But if you're a teacher and you're determined, we know the purpose. As you say, learning school is not just about the four walls. You
it's
understand? There's
not.
so much more that we can do. And so we
Mm-hmm.
just have to step up and do what
Mm-hmm.
we have to do. A lot of persons struggled, yes. A lot of persons couldn't manage.
Yeah.
You know, it
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
a experience for me either.
You just
Awesome.
like
Yeah, go
sorry, I
ahead.
was just gonna say that like with everything, just have an open mind and be
And
willing to change.
to change. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
If COVID had if it not teach with nothing else, that's definitely a lesson. Change is
Mm-hmm.
important and we all should be willing to change. Yep, that's great. All right. So in terms of resources, and I know in elementary you might need a lot of that, whether it be technology or other stationaries and stuff like that. Um, are those resources readily available for you to use whenever you need them for your classes?
There is a plethora of resources available here in this school district. And this is the only thing I think I compare to the Jamaican classroom. Resources, 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 non-stop. So much so that I have a little bit of an annoyance with it because it is so readily available, there isn't a sense of appreciation.
Mhm.
So if I lose a pencil, Miss Biggs, can I get a pencil? Or, can I get a pencil? Or I don't have a book bag, or I don't have a journal, or my iPad breaks and they get a free repair, and then they pay a small amount to rent it for the year. And like, there's just a lot of resources. Currently at my school, we're using two great systems. We're using the Fontes and Pinnell reading system, and we're also using the Do the Math system. We have the technology. Each teacher is given a MacBook and an iPad as well. We use
Nice.
Apple TV in our classrooms. We use whiteboards. The kids get free transportation to and from school. My school is a Title I school, so kids get free or reduced lunches. They have different electives, which is like art, music, and stuff, which are readily available for them, resources readily available. Like, it is beyond. When I tell my kids that Jamaican kids have 30 minutes to go get lunch and play, they're like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Like, so there's a lot of resources here. How it is steward and how it is really used for success is questionable in different areas, but then that boils down on the administration. It boils
Yeah.
down on the teachers and their sense of direction and what their purpose is. But yeah, there's a lot of resources. I am just peeved by it because what?
It's a lot.
It's a lot, but there's
No.
the sense of appreciation is missing. And that's my
True.
only issue. It is here, readily available, and as far as I'm concerned, every child has the opportunity to be successful.
Mhm.
But because of the lack of appreciation, I can see that, there's the opportunities that are presented for them are not maximized because they don't understand the value, in my opinion, of it. You know?
True.
But
Yeah.
resources to the max. I mean, even now for virtual kids, they have their pickup times where they get packets. When they were going out on with COVID, we created packets and sent home with books, printed worksheets, science experiments, pre-packaged for kids to go out. Lots and
Nice.
lots of resources.
Nice.
Hmm.
Awesome. All right, we're coming down nicely. Simone, I see your question. For those persons who have questions, you can put them together, right? And just in case anything that was not mentioned in the interview, you can ask them at the end. I just have a few more questions to go because I know we all want to get back to our weekend, right? So just a few more questions. Welcome to all those who are just joining. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I am here with Jamie Hamilton, and she's sharing with us her experience living and teaching in the USA. All right, so I want to ask about dress code. Is it like that stressed as in Jamaica in terms of going to work? What's dress code like for teachers in the US?
Dress code is casually professional. Um, it also depends on your grade level and a personal preference. Considering preschool and kindergarten, they have to do a lot of bending down and reaching the kids down there on the ground and stuff. So you might see them wearing, like, for instance, spring dresses with sleeves and leggings. They're properly covered. As you go up further in the grade, you have like your dress shirt, dress pants, or you wear a suit or whatever the case may be. I've had instances where, in Jamaica we dress to impress. So I have instances where I do get into that frame of mind and I go in and they're like, "Do you have an interview today?" No, I'm just coming to work. Or, in Jamaica, high heels is the thing for teachers. You just always want to look professional. You have your flats in your classroom or your sneakers in your classroom, but you have your heels because you don't know when you're going to be called on to be a face for the school and that kind of stuff. And so I have colleagues look at me and say, "How do you walk around in those all day?" And I'm like, "I was cultured too. It's what we do. And so, but no, dress code is pretty lenient. Just make sure that you are appropriately dressed. Jeans are usually for Fridays. Um, and we usually get a lot of shirts, a lot of school shirts. So you have all that swag that you can wear on Fridays and stuff, but just be professionally dressed and flexible. Yeah.
Yeah, so when I came to Kuwait, I came with my stocking and
Mm.
everything like ready. When I went to school, I was like, okay.
Uh-huh.
Was dressing like that, it's comfortable. You keep it professional and modest, of course, but you can be comfortable in what you wear. And I really appreciate that because I used to have a lot of issue with dressing Jamaica. Like,
Really?
Yes.
I really like it. You want to know why I like it? And it could be it's just it's societal maybe.
Yeah.
The profession is not as respected as it should be.
True.
And in Jamaica, for most part it is. And it's not just because of the profession, it's also how we present ourselves. I enjoyed when it was coming down to the middle of the school year and then the assistant principal would call you to the office and say, pick your pattern. And you know, you buy your material and you take it to the dressmaker and you sew your
You
suits and then three,
make
four
it
of you in
nice.
the school, you know, and you look nice. And but here, and I say that because while completing my course, now I did some research on how teachers are appreciated. And here in the United States, teachers are rated on the same level as librarians.
Wow.
And to me, while I appreciate librarians, they're awesome. It's an awesome profession. It also shows you the level of appreciation and respect that there is for the profession.
Mm-hmm.
And some ways that that could be alleviated is just the way we present ourselves, you know.
True.
And so I appreciate. I have this one friend here. She works at one of the schools here, and she's this little neat person. And she always has on her little dresses that she brought up from Jamaica, or she has on her little pantsuits and everything, and she just looks so nice. No, she's not a high heel kind of person. She's a flats kind of girl, but
Be
she is
still.
just so well put together. And I just love seeing her because she reminds me so much of being at home and you have your little suit and everybody looks nice. I miss that. And, you know, sometimes you dress up and you go in, but comfort is also there. But there's a give and take. Like you should be able to feel comfy in professional attire as well.
That
Does that make sense?
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like dressing in Jamaica, but my problem was I was always picked on because it's either something was too tight or something, I don't know. And so I kind of like the fact that here nobody really pays attention.
Well, if anybody knows Constant or Connie as you go by know, you know, when you're that shapely and voluptuous, you know, you have to be very cautious. You know?
True.
You have
Yeah.
to
So that was my major issue though.
right. I can
But
understand that.
here I'm in a Muslim country. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean I guess it paid off because I still have to wear enough clothes to cover up, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because it's their religion and they really pay attention to those things. So even though you can dress comfortable and I don't necessarily have to wear a suit or anything like that, I
Mm-hmm.
still have to pay attention to how I put myself together. Right. So
And I've seen your images. You look really beautiful. I like that one skirt suit you did one day that had the green in the front and the floral at the back. Those are really nice. I love that look. That's really nice. It looks good on
I
you.
thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
All right. Welcome to those who are just coming in. Coralie Hamilton says, great job, Jamie.
Hi, sis. That's my sister-in-law. Hi, sis.
Hi, sis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, guys. Lennox Lewis says, great job, Jamie, as well.
That's my brother. Hi, bro.
Hi, bro. Welcome to everyone. All right, so we are coming down nicely, guys. So please ensure that you have your questions, and I'm sure Jamie will try her best to answer them. All right. Um, my last question to you would be, and I think you mentioned this before, but I still want to ask: would you recommend teaching and living in the U.S. to other teachers in Jamaica, and why? Your
Yes,
over why?
yes, 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 and yes. The why, if you are going into education, your ultimate goal is to educate the world. You
Yes.
cannot go into education and thinking you're confined to just the four walls of your classroom. Every year, your kids change. Every year, the content changes, the format of learning changes, and having the opportunity to go experience the world that is changing through living and teaching abroad, I would recommend to everyone. Don't be stagnant. Don't be
True.
stagnant. And while we appreciate the teachers who taught you in first grade, teaching your little brothers in first grade, you have to look at it. How much have they grown? How much have
Mm-hmm.
they grown in the profession? How much have they grown themselves? And these opportunities, Participate, EPI, Global, and the one that you're on, Connie, they give you the opportunity to grow as a global citizen because the world is at your fingertips. Hello. Now news is right at your fingertips. You hear it all. But you don't want to be a bystander in the change. You want to be a part of the change. So be sure to take as many opportunities as possible and be realistic when you're taking these opportunities. Don't come here thinking that you're going to live a life of luxury. Just come here with a purpose and know what you're going to grow, what your goal is and where you're going to grow. I'm waving to a student of mine who actually she's not my student, but she's in my grade. She pops in every now and again to use our playground. But yeah, just why not? My
Why?
question, I don't have a why. My why is why not? Why
Why
would you
not?
not want to take that opportunity? Why would you not want to grow? Why would you want to be stagnant? Why
True.
not? You know? Yeah.
I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. A lot of persons are so comfortable where they are. They're reluctant to change. They're
Mm-hmm.
reluctant to experience something new. And I mean, even as an educator, right? We want to be always learning, to be in
Right?
the know, so that we can give our students the best,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I believe that teaching abroad is an experience that will not only help to develop you as an educator, but holistically,
Mm-hmm.
and all of these things that we have access it's just a beautiful experience. And as you said, something very important, it's not luxury, it's not a bed of roses. You will have challenges just the same, right? But it's all about what you want to achieve as an educator and as a person. All right,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go into the questions now, guys, so you can start sending in your questions, right? And we'll definitely go through and answer them. All right, so Simone Williams asked, what's the aim if there's an age limit to sign up or participate?
Not to my knowledge. I wouldn't think that'd be appropriate. I mean, you're an educator until you decide to stop educating. Now, you know you have your employment age ranges, which usually is up to about 65, but this is the United States. 70-year-olds are still teaching and working. So I don't think that there's an age limit to my knowledge, and that would be kind of discriminatory if there is. But
All
I
right,
don't
so
think there is.
okay, but what is there an age limit to when you can apply?
The age
Like,
limit is when you're an adult and you have 2 years experience. So if at 18 years old you've already completed teachers college and you're an adult and you have 2 years experience, go right ahead. You
and
just need to make sure you're an adult and you've had 2 years teaching experience.
okay, awesome. And you have to have a bachelor's degree specific to the grade level and subject area that you would like to teach, right?
Yes. So as most teachers, you specialize whether it's a subject area or grade level. So having a specific one would work. But also I know that we've had persons come up on the program who do specific things like literacy, where they become a literacy coach and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So,
Mhm.
how long can a teacher stay on this program? And I guess that came in when you say they're 75 year old teacher. But go ahead.
um,
How long can you stay on the
so
program?
with participate, there's an initial 3-year contract with the possibility of having a 2-year extension. So I've already done my 3 years and my 2-year extension. With COVID right now, they've made accommodations where there's a possibility for a sixth or seventh year extension as it relates to having teachers here in the workforce, because a lot of things have changed, and so they're trying to accommodate us. But most programs that I know of give you an initial 3 years, and participate I know gives you an additional 2 years based on your performance and if you're requested back by your school district.
Awesome. Sounds
Mhm.
good. Good. All right. MZ Pashi and Sassy says, what was the interview process like? Did you teach a lesson in your interview? You mentioned that earlier, but go ahead and answer just the same.
Okay, so it is a 3-part interview process. The first
Mhm.
part is that you just do a getting to know you kind of session with a recruiter from the program after you filled out your application. Once you
Okay.
have gone through that process and you were successful in that process, which most persons usually are, you go to the in-person interview process, where what you do is you teach a 15-minute lesson or less. I always tell persons, if you're going to do that in a regular classroom, you do an introductory lesson.
Mhm.
You cannot put a full lesson in 15 minutes. So do an
True.
introductory lesson, and this you do in front of your peers and also the interviewers who are present.
Okay.
If you're successful in that part of the second phase of the interview process, then you will do interviews with principals and school districts, or you may be placed if you weren't successful in an interview, or if you didn't get an opportunity to do the interviews with the school administrators or school districts, then you're usually placed into a job, into a position. So there's a 3 phase with the possibility of placement.
Awesome. Sounds
Mhm.
good. All right. That was very clear. All right. Are there jobs for special education teachers?
Yes. Yes. I mean, whatever your specialization is, we have a program here called EC. It always confuses me because in Jamaica it's early childhood, but here it's exceptional children, and that is a program for kids with special needs. And so we do have teachers who venture off into those aspects. We also have teachers who are dual language teachers who come up to teach a regular ed classroom, but teaching it in Spanish or another language. So we do offer the not we, but participate offers different,
I mean, you're a part
perspectives.
of participate, so
Yeah,
you're a part of
who
it.
knows?
All right. Do you have the option to attain citizenship at some point? Is that on the table at all?
No, with participate, that isn't an option. The reason why participate is a cultural exchange teacher program, and so what it does, it offers you to exchange culture.
Yes.
Your visa status, which is J1 status, requires you to do a 2-year homebound stay. And so after your stint, whether it is 3 years or 5 years, you would return to your home country and you would stay there for 2 years before you can apply for that visa again. But it's such a beautiful experience that you get the opportunity to come here, work, live and work and teach, bring back what you know to develop and grow your own education system, and then you can do it again. And I've known teachers who were on the program. They've done 3 stints on the program. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Love it. Sounds good. Someone is asking if there are jobs for foods teachers.
That's home economics.
Yes.
Okay, home economics and textiles. In different aspects, yes, because that's usually in the middle school and high school area, and they employ teachers across the spectrum. They employ
Yeah.
IT teachers. They employ everybody. So just go ahead and apply. Don't question whether they have job opportunities for you. Go ahead and apply, because maybe what your specialization is can be coined as something else here, and you may be able to fit a certain position. So go ahead and apply.
Yeah. Awesome. And in Kuwait they do it as well. They don't call it foods or home economics. Honestly, I don't remember what they call it, but they do this as well. And it's mostly like American and British schools that are here in Kuwait. So you will find jobs if you're a foods teacher. You will find jobs.
Yeah, man,
Def-
just go ahead, because they offer, like, here, the education system here requires students to complete. It's not like a Jamaica where you have to get your subjects and CXCs. Here, you have to get a certain GPA and courses. And so there are different electives that kids have to do. And some of those electives are doing, like, for instance, culinary courses, are doing clothing and textile courses, or they call it fashion education or something like that.
yeah,
They also do, like, for instance, woodwork, mechanics. They do all of those things. So I would say go ahead and apply. Why not?
yeah, definitely apply. Nothing tried, nothing done. So definitely
Exactly.
and apply. Simone Williams says, "Good question. The sky is the limit." All right.
That's
So if
right.
there are any more questions, now is the time to ask. But in the meantime, I want all the persons who are currently on this live to go over to Zip Code Education and subscribe right now.
Yes,
Right.
please. And
Yes.
I'm so happy you brought that up. So, zip code education. Oh, wow. So,
Tell us about
mind
Zip.
you, when you go over to zip code education, it's going to seem a little bit stagnant. And as Constant shared earlier, I'm in the process of rebranding and just refocusing myself. I started zip code education with the passion of exchanging ideas with teachers and giving them different learning tools and opportunities. But then life happened.
Mhm.
Everyone, life
Yeah.
happened. I ended up in the hospital weeks afterwards with some medical situations, and then life happened, and I haven't been able to really zone in on it that much. But go subscribe, because I am rebranding my focus. As I shared earlier, I fear that the Jamaican education system is becoming stagnant as it relates to teachers growing in their profession. And so my hope is to use it as a platform to encourage teachers to want to grow
Yeah.
professionally, and just to be able to offer opportunities and professional development courses and consultancy for those persons, just to have that one-on-one, this is my goal, this is where I want to go in education, but how do I get there?
Awesome. All right.
That's the aim
Jane.
of Zip Code Education right now. And so just head on over and subscribe, please. Subscribe. I'm not sure what's happening. It says we're having some connection issues.
Yeah, that's
But
okay.
head on over and subscribe. I would. It'll be able for us to grow, and just to be successful in that arena. So head on over and subscribe, you guys. Constant, I think our computers are telling us it's time.
Yeah, it's time for us to go. Two more questions and then we are heading out. But type Zip Code Education into YouTube, like, comment, share, and subscribe. All right.
I'm not sure if it's me, so I'm
There's
going
a
to move a little bit.
all right, no problem. There's a question here, and we're gonna wrap it up soon. Is participate program only for elementary? Is it only for elementary and primary school teachers? Participate.
No. Through participate, you're able to
Welcome
do
to the
high
world.
school as well. So go on ahead.
I'm just gonna tell you straight out of the gate.
Go on ahead and. I'm having internet issues. Maybe my computer's. I don't know what's happening. But yeah, go on ahead. You have elementary, middle, and high school teachers. They haven't graduated to the college level as yet. But go ahead and just apply. Why not?
Yeah, awesome. All right, guys, you here? So whatever level you are, whether elementary, primary, secondary, you can apply just the same. All right, someone is asking, do I have to have a teaching degree to apply for a job in the US? I think that's a
Yes, and I would say yes, but I will tell you, currently currently several districts are becoming renewal districts, and what that means is that they're hiring persons who have specializations. So let's say that you're a mechanic. You have a degree in whatever it is that mechanics have a degree in. I don't know. But let's say you have that, right? You guys can actually go ahead and apply directly to some of these school districts and you will get great opportunities if they're willing to take on those opportunities. So why not?
yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, try. You might never know. You might never know. Some places you must have an education degree, but I know for places like Japan and China, you can teach there with any degree. You can teach English there with any degree. Some cases it might not be the same. All right. Lennox says, for you, Connie, how can one get on your program, Middle East? I'm liking the high exchange rate. Yes, a lot of person look at the high exchange rate, but it's basically the same for international teachers across the board. It's the same money, right? But I have a lot of videos on my channel where you can go and learn about teaching in Kuwait in the Middle East. Information is all there. But note that not because the exchange rate is high, it's basically still the same salary across the board for international teachers. All right, guys. So we are coming to an end. I think I asked that question already. All right, we're coming in an end, right? So in the meantime, I want to thank Jamie Hamilton for sharing with us today.
Thank you for having me.
It was a great experience having you. I've learned a lot. And trust me, I'm looking to leave Kuwait soon, so maybe I'll end up in the US. You might never know.
And listen, if you are serious about coming to the United States, of all the programs out there, Participate is the best program to be on.
Awesome. So I'll definitely check out Participate. Right? I'm going to get the link and leave it in the description. I think you also mentioned EPI,
and Global, yes.
Global, and there are probably many others out there that you and I don't even know about.
There are, and Savannah, Georgia is also hiring teachers with a focus on Jamaica as well. So you guys can check out Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah,
Mhm.
Georgia. All
So,
right, guys. So remember to like, share, and comment to my channel, also to Zip Code Education, right? And you can connect with Jamie on social media as well.
mhm,
She's on Instagram. Zip
mhm,
Code Education is also on Instagram, and
mhm.
also her personal page. What's your Instagram name?
So my Instagram is just at Jamie Hamilton. Facebook is Jamie Hamilton. Zip Code Education is Facebook, and Zip Code Education is Instagram. They're separate pages, and Zip Code Education on YouTube. Again, you guys, we're in a transitionary process, so there's not a lot of activity going on over there. But I'm just trying
That,
to refocus and grow, because one of the things that we need to be able to do is change, and I feel like
yeah.
I want to change my focus and my goal as it relates to those platforms, and that's what I'm doing. But your help and support would be awesome. As Connie knows, the more subscribers you get, more opportunities present themselves. So head on over.
All right. All right. Other than that, any final word, Jamie, to us?
My final words, we can talk all night long,
Oh,
Connie.
yes.
So, but my final words are: thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you to everyone who chimed in and posted a question. We're always happy to answer your questions. And my final word to all educators out there, whether you're in Jamaica or not, is why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Connie, we should
Awesome.
run with that. We should do a collaboration with that. Why not?
Why not?
Why
True.
not?
You know, true, true, true.
Why
Definitely.
not?
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks to everyone who was here listening. Right. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Look out for more. If there's anything that you would like to see from my channel, you can let me know. If there's anything you're looking forward to see from Zip Code Education, you can connect with Jamie as
Mhm.
well. Thanks again, Jamie. Thanks to everyone. And I'll see you all next time.
Thank you. Thank you for
Can't
having
wait
me.
to Jasmine.
I know. Bye, everyone. We'll definitely see. You realize I'm outside because you have a 2-year-old tyrant and she's in the house, and so I had to find somewhere ideal where you wouldn't hear, "Mommy, what you doing? Who you talking to? Mommy, why? Why?" You know. So I had
Yeah.
to, and I think she's actually up now. To my surprise, let me see if I can get her out here so you can meet her. Let me call my husband. At
Yes.
least you'll get to wave to her. Well, let me call him. Let me see
Yes.
if
So
she's
we're
up.
gonna meet Jasmine.
She may not be in the mood to talk. Okay, she's a
Yeah.
personality. But my mother always says, "Why are you surprised? She took it from you." Don't move. I'm gonna see if I can get her.
Okay. All right. In the meantime, guys, if you are interested in teaching in China, I did an interview with a young lady from China. So the person who has asked, sorry, about not having an education degree, if you have any degree at all, you can teach in China. They will hire you to teach in China. There is something called the JET program for China. You can sign up with the JET program, whatever qualifications you have.
So this
There's
is
Jasmine.
Jasmine. Can you wave?
Hi, Jasmine.
Say hi. Hi.
Hi. Nice meeting you, Jasmine.
Say hi. What's that? Hmm. The kids, they're playing down there.
Awesome. So nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Say bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Jasmine.
Say bye. Thanks, Connie.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. All right, guys. So, and also last week I did an interview with Kedisha Blake. She's currently in the UK. You can sign up to teach in the UK as well, right? So there's a lot of information here for you, and so you can definitely go to my channel, look at the videos, see what's there, and you can make a decision as to where you want to try. All right. So if you have questions, you can connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, at Connie C. Walcott, just the same. You can ask me questions and I will answer them for you. All right. If you have any more questions about teaching in the US, you can also leave them in the comment section and I will definitely try my best to provide answers. All right. So thanks again to Jamie. Thanks again to you all. I am going to my bed now because I have work tomorrow in the morning. So enjoy the rest of your evening and I will speak to you all again. Bye.